Welcome to our journey through the darkest depths of Dante's Inferno, where sin meets its eternal punishment. Today we traverse cantos 28 through 34, descending from the source of discord in the ninth Bolgia of the eighth circle to Cocytus, the frozen lake of betrayal. Each canto offers vivid depictions of eternal punishments designed to reflect the sins committed during life, from the mutilation of those who caused division to the chilling silence of traitors encased in ice. Dante crafts a masterful representation of divine justice. Let us begin in the ninth Bolgia, where the sowers of discord are punished for fracturing the unity of humanity. In Canto 28, Dante and Virgil enter a realm of relentless violence and grotesque imagery. This is the ninth Bolgia, reserved for the sowers of discord, those who cause division in religion, politics, and families. Here, sinners are gruesomely punished by a demon who slashes their bodies with a bloody sword. Each time their wounds heal, the demon cuts them open again, forcing them to endure endless suffering. The carnage around Dante shocks him as he sees a man split in half, his internal organs exposed. Another approach with his throat slashed, delivering a grim of prophecy to warn Dante's friends of impending treachery. Among the sinners is Bertrand the Born, carrying his severed head like a lantern, a punishment for sowing discord between King Henry II and his son. Dante's use of mutilation reflects the fractures these sinners inflicted on human relationships, portraying their eternal torment as a fitting contrabasso. Religious, political, and personal divisions are all condemned here, with figures like Muhammad and Ali. This canto reveals the destructive nature of division and the eternal consequences of breaking unity.
Dante's choice of figures here is deliberate and provocative. Muhammad and Ali are depicted not only as founders of Islam, but as symbols of religious division. Bertrand the Born, who incited rebellion between King Henry II and his son, is an emblem of political discord. By placing these individuals in hell, Dante critiques the destruction caused by ideological and personal conflicts. The repeated healing and rewounding of their bodies reflect the perpetual and inescapable consequences of their actions, underscoring Dante's principle of contrapasso.
As Dante and Virgil descend to the 10th and final Bolgia of the 8th circle, the air becomes thick with the stench of decay. Here, falsifiers, those who corrupted society through lies, deceit, and false promises, suffer grotesque afflictions. Their bodies are covered in festering scabs resembling fish scales, and they writhe on the ground, clawing at their diseased flesh in a futile attempt to find relief. This Bolgia is chaotic, filled with moans of agony and the incessant scratching of the damned. Dante meets alchemists like Grifolino, Di Arezzo, and Capoccio, who falsely claim to transform base metals into gold. Their deceit and greed mirror the spiritual corruption that led them to exploit the trust of others. By depicting their torment as a form of physical decay, Dante emphasizes the moral rot they brought into the world. This canto critiques the greed and hubris that drive humanity to seek shortcuts to wealth and power, illustrating how such actions undermine the foundation of trust within society.
Falsifiers' punishment reflects the moral decay caused by their lies. Figures like Grifolino, D'Arezzo, and Capoccio embody greed and the exploitation of trust. Their scab-covered bodies symbolize their spiritual rot, a stark reminder of how deceit undermines the foundations of society. Dante uses this canto to critique humanity's obsession with material wealth and the dangers of pursuing gain at the expense of truth and integrity. By situating them in the lowest Bolgia of the eighth circle, Dante emphasizes the gravity of their sins as fundamental betrayals of communal trust.
In Canto 30, the punishment of falsifiers intensifies. Here Dante encounters counterfeiters, impersonators, and other deceivers who push society into chaos through fraudulent lies. Their suffering is physical and psychological. They are consumed by madness, clawing and biting one another in a hellscape of violence and despair. This scene is particularly visceral, capturing the self-destructive consequences of their actions. Among the damned are Mira, who disguised herself to commit incest, and Gianni Schicchi, who forged wills to steal inheritances. Their torment reflects the disruption they cause to familial and social bonds. Master Adam, who counterfeited coins, suffers unending thirst, a punishment that mirrors the insatiable greed that defined his life. The imagery in this canto is stark, with sinners reduced to animalistic behavior, a metaphor for the way deceit dehumanizes both the deceiver and their victims. Dante uses this canto to explore themes of identity and truth, showing how the violation of these values leads to moral and social disintegration.
Key figures such as Mira, who disguised herself to commit incest, and Johnny Sketchy, who forged wealth for personal gain, embodied the perversion of natural and social bonds. Their physical and psychological torment mirrors the breakdown of trust and order they caused. This canto explores the fragility of human relationships and the devastating impact of dishonesty, highlighting Dante's belief in sanctity of truth. The imagery here is particularly striking, a hellscape of biting, scratching, and endless agony that serves as a metaphor for the destructive nature of flood.
At the boundary between the eighth and ninth circles, Dante and Virgil encounter towering giants, half buried in the earth. These figures embody unrestrained power and rebellion against divine authority. From a distance, Dante mistakes them for towers, but as he approaches, their immense forms and grotesque features become clear. Nimrod, the builder of the Tower of Babel, symbolizes humanity's hubris and defying God. His punishment is fitting. He babbles incoherently and unable to communicate, reflecting the division he caused in human language. Another giant, Antaeus, provides a rare moment of aid, lifting Dante and Virgil into the ninth circle. The giants serve as a warning against the dangers of pride and rebellion, illustrating how power without humility leads to downfall. By juxtaposing Nimrod's isolation with Antaeus' brief cooperation, Dante examines the dual nature of strength, its potential for both destruction and redemption.
Giants symbolize the dangers of unrestrained power and rebellion against God. Nimrod, the builder of the Tower of Babel, is punished for his hubris in attempting to challenge divine authority. His babbling speech reflects the chaos he introduced by dividing human language. Anytus, in contrast, aids Dante and Virgil by lowering them into cogitus, offering a rare moment of cooperation amidst rebellion. This scene explores the tension between the constructive and destructive potential of strength, underscoring the need for humility and obedience to divine will.
Dante and Virgil descend into Cocytus, the frozen lake that forms the ninth circle of hell. Here, traitors are punished in a frigid landscape, their bodies encased in ice. In this realm, warmth and movement are replaced by silence and stillness, reflecting the cold-hearted nature of betrayal. The first region, Caina, punishes those who betrayed their family. The ice immobilizes them, leaving only their faces exposed, their tears freezing as they fall. Moving deeper, Dante encounters Antenora, where political betrayers suffer a similar fate. The rigid stillness of the ice symbolizes the destruction of trust and love, qualities essential to human relationships. Dante carefully navigates this treacherous terrain, observing the silent anguish of the damned. The frozen environment is a stark contrast to the fiery depictions of hell in other traditions, emphasizing the emotional and spiritual deadness of betrayal.
Dante's use of ice as a symbol here is striking. Unlike the fiery depictions of hell in other traditions, the ninth circle's coldness represents emotional and spiritual deadness. Figures like Cain, the archetype of fratricide, and Antenor, who betrayed Troy, serve as warnings against the destruction of fundamental relationships. The immobilization of the sinners in ice reflects their inability to act selflessly or lovingly, emphasizing the isolation and rigidity that treachery breeds.
In the depths of Antenora, Dante encounters one of the most harrowing scenes in the Inferno. Count Ugolino gnawing on the skull of Archbishop Ruggieri. Their story is a chilling tale of betrayal and revenge. Ugolino recounts how Ruggieri betrayed him, imprisoning him and his four sons in a tower where they left to starve. Ugolino's torment hints at the possibility of cannibalism, as his sons may have offered their bodies to him in desperation. This scene evokes both horror and pity, illustrating the complex nature of betrayal and its consequences. Ruggieri's silent suffering contrasts with Ugolino's vivid anger, symbolizing the internal scars left by treachery. Through this story, Dante delves into the moral ambiguity of revenge, showing how betrayal perpetuates cycles of violence and despair.
Ugolino's story is one of moral complexity betrayed by Roger and left to soar with his sons. Ugolino's torment hints at the possibility of cannibalism, reflecting the depths of human desperation. Dante's depiction of Ugolino evokes both horror and pity, illustrating the profound consequences of betrayal. Roger's silent suffering contrasts with Ugolino's vivid anger, symbolizing the internal and external scars left by treachery. This canto highlights Dante's newest understanding of sin, portraying it as both personal and societal in its consequences.
Ciao, Count Ugolino. So your suffering in Antenor is infamous. Can you tell us what brought you here?
Betrayal. Ruggieri, the man I trusted, turned on me. He locked me and my 4 sons in that cursed tower and left us to starve. Merde.
The image of it gnawing on his skull is haunting. What drove you to such fury?
Fury? It was despair. I watched my sons waste away. They begged me to eat them when they died. Do you understand the torment of a father faced with such a choice? La fanculo.
Your story stirs both pity and horror. Do you regret your revenge?
Regret? No, no. Betrayal breeds revenge. Let Ruggieri suffer in silence while my pain echoes through eternity.
Your tale is such a chilling reminder of the cost of treachery. Thank you for sharing.
Our journey concludes in Judeca, the final region of Cocytus and the deepest part of hell. Here Dante encounters Satan, a grotesque and monumental figure frozen in the ice. His 3 faces, each chewing on a traitor, represent the ultimate perversion of the Holy Trinity. In his central mouth, Judas Iscariot suffers the worst torment of betraying Christ. The other mouths devour Brutus and Cassius, who betrayed Julius Caesar, a symbol of political treachery. Satan's frozen state reflects the absence of divine warmth and love, emphasizing the lifelessness of sin. The cold winds created by his flapping wings ensure the eternal freezing of Cocytus, trapping all who have severed their bonds with God and humanity. By ending his journey here, Dante forces readers to confront the profound consequences of betrayal, offering a stark reminder of the cost of breaking trust and loyalty.
I was once the brightest of angels, the morning star, but I betrayed God, and now I'm here in this abyss, in Cocytus, and I have no wings anymore, and it's very cold here, and I hate that because I betrayed God. And I also want to say some things about other traitors, like Judas and Brutus and Cassius. All are here with me, and Judas' head is crushed in eternity, and Cassius and Brutus are on his left and right sides. I don't know what they are doing there, but it's also a disastrous fate what they are facing in hell. And now I'm a prisoner and a king simultaneously, which is a nonsense situation. And what can I do? I just am here, and this is my punishment.
Satan's frozen state symbolizes the absence of divine light and warmth. His immobility contrasts with his immense power, illustrating the self-destructive nature of rebellion against God. Judas, who betrayed Christ, suffers the most, his head crushed in the central mouth. Brutus and Cassius, who betrayed Julius Caesar, represent political treachery. Dante's Satan is a masterpiece of symbolism, embodying the lifelessness of ultimate sin and the isolation it brings. By ending his journey in Judica, Dante offers a stark reminder of the consequences of severing one's ties to divine love and human loyalty.
From the mutilation of the sowers of discord to the frozen stillness of Cocytus, Dante's Inferno is a profound exploration of sin, justice, and redemption. Each canto forces us to confront the moral consequences of our actions and reflect on the eternal nature of divine justice. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the depths of hell. Until next time, tread carefully and remember the choices we make define the eternity we face.